Hi, welcome. I'm Jenny from Slay Pilates, and today I'm really excited because I'm going to be taking you through a workout on the reformer using the dowel, which is one of my favorite props. So we are going to put it down for just a moment while we warm up our legs. After that, we'll get into it. Go ahead and place your dowel close by so you can grab it. I have all of my springs but one red on, and I'm going to bring myself down to lying on the carriage. Shoulders come up against the shoulder rest. I'm going to find that nice neutral spine. And then I'm going to bring the balls of my feet to the foot bar, heels together, toes apart in Pilates feet. Arms lengthened by the side. I inhale as I press the carriage out, and I exhale to find that resistance, drawing the carriage in. Now we're only going to be here for 5 of these, and then we're going to add on. So already we're on our last 2 and our last 1. We're going to pull the carriage closed. Inhale as you tuck the pelvis to the belly button and begin to round up to a bridge. Hold here, and we'll inhale to press out. Exhale in 5 times again here. Think about knitting those ribs together. Energy is shooting out those knees as you close the carriage. Last one here. Now I want you to slowly begin to melt your spine down. And we're going to melt it down until the rib cage is heavy on the carriage. I'm going to stop here. My pelvis is tucked, pulling in toward the belly button. Now I'm going to inhale out and exhale in 5 times. So we're working that articulation a little bit more, warming up that thoracic spine. Last one here. Draw that carriage closed and allow the sacrum to roll down until it's heavy. Nice. We're going to separate those heels out, move up to the arch of the foot. When you're ready, inhale to press out, exhale in, 5 here. Using that breath to help you resist the sprains as you come back in. Last one, come in. Now inhale as you tuck the pelvis to the belly button, rolling up to your high bridge. Hold here, inhale out, exhale in. We're scissoring the inner thighs in toward each other, making sure that those legs are moving along the midline. Last one here, pull in, begin to melt that spine down, touching down one vertebrae at a time until the rib cage is heavy. My sacrum is just floating up off the carriage. Inhale out, exhale in. This feels really awkward. It's really great for the spine. Last one, and melt the rest of the way down. Nice. Let's move up to the heels. Find an actively flexed foot. Inhale out and exhale in. Two more. And last one, in. Now really ground those heels in before you begin to round up into your bridge. Hold here, inhale to press out, exhale to close the carriage. 3, 4, 5, come in, and now melt the spine until the rib cage is heavy, keeping the sacrum floating just above the mat, and inhale out, exhale in. Really pull that belly button toward the spine and keep that pubic bone pulling in and up toward your chin. 2 more. I don't know about you, but I get a little shake doing this. Come on in and melt down. Nice. We'll open up the feet wide, coming back to the ball of the foot. Find that high heel and a slight turnout. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to contract, coming on in. 2 more. Last one. Round up to your bridge. Inhale out, exhale in, maintaining that high heel as you move here. Last one here. Come on in, melt that spine down until the rib cage is heavy. Now inhale out, exhale in. This one with the wide legs really allows you to squeeze into those glutes as you straighten your legs. Last one. And melt all the way down. Pull your knees into your chest for just a moment. You can rock side to side. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the balls of our feet down to the foot bar, about a fist width distance between the feet, and I'm going to press my legs out long. We're going to go into heel lower lifts in a pyramid. So I'm going to lower my heels under the foot bar, lift up to a high heel, close the carriage. Press out again, this time 2. Lower, lift, and close. Now we press out 3. Lower, lift, and close. And now 4. Inhaling out, using your breath as you lower and lift here, and then closing the carriage in. Let's do 5. Remembering to keep the weight in that big toe. Don't let that weight roll out to the pinky edge of the foot. Press out for 6. Abdominals are pulling in and up. We have nice length through the body. I think that was 6. 7. We're going to go up to 8. We're almost there. Should be feeling that burn. 6, 7. Pull in. Last set. 8 here. You can do it. Inhale and exhale. Use that breath. 5, 6, 7, 8. Close the carriage in, and we'll press right back out and go into running. Dropping one heel, lifting the other. You can take it really slow to start if you just want to enjoy that stretch up the back of the leg into that calf. Take it nice and slow. Switch and switch. I even like to bounce a little bit in that stretch to get deeper. And now let's go into running, dropping the heel, lifting, and switching back and forth. Oh, it feels lovely after all that work. Go ahead and come to a stop. Lower the heels under the foot bar. Keep them reaching toward that wall in front of you, and slowly bend your knees to close the carriage in. Nice. Let's go ahead and gently set ourselves up. I'm going to have you drop down to 1 red and 1 blue spring. And we're going to grab a hold of our dowel. Come back down to line. Oh, let's also drop the foot bar 1 click. So you don't have to put it all the way down, just down 1 little click there. And then we'll come to line. We're going to grab onto the short straps that are behind us and place the dowel into that strap. Once you're there, hands are going to come on the outside of the straps, and I want your thumb and your fingers to be on the same side together so we don't have our thumb wrapped around the dowel. From here, draw the legs up to tabletop, and we're going to press gently into that dowel to bring it right over the chest, so shoulders and wrists are in alignment. We're just going to hold the arms here, and we're going to work with the legs first. So I'm going to inhale as I lengthen my right leg out long, exhale to pull it in. Inhale the left leg out long, exhale it in. I'm working in a neutral spine here. My belly button is pulling in and up. I feel that corseted effect of my ribs wrapping in toward each other. Feels like my waist is a little bit smaller. I'm really reaching my pointed toes toward that wall in front of me, finding that length before drawing my leg back in. Last one here. Draw the legs back to tabletop, and now we're going to go into toe taps. So I'm just going to lower my right toes, tap the standing platform, draw them back up. Lower my left and up. Arms are still pressing into that dowel, keeping the wrists over the shoulders. So you should feel some work in your chest and your shoulders and your arms. Really use your exhale here as you draw the leg you just dropped back into tabletop. Feeling that burn in my arms. Let's do one more right, one more left. Last one, beautiful. Go ahead and press your arms forward. You can draw your knees in towards your chest. Just get a little rest in those arms before we move on. We're gonna float the arms back up, legs come back to tabletop. This time we're gonna inhale as the legs lengthen, arms press down, and that dowel comes and taps the top of your quads, and then pull back in. Inhale to find that length. Exhale to draw in. Now for me here, I like to challenge myself, and I like to really pull my abdominals in, and I'm trying to keep the integrity of my neutral spine. If you can't do that, if you feel any arching, I want you to go ahead and imprint that lower back. So I'll go ahead and imprint it now. So I rolled my pelvis in toward my belly button. I'm keeping that lower back touching as I inhale my legs away and exhale them back in. Two more like this. Now on this last one, I want you to press the arms forward. We'll curl the head, neck, and shoulders up, and we'll come to that 100 position and just reach. Press into that dowel, curl up a little higher, reach those toes in front of you, hold here and breathe. Now I want you to open your feet as wide as the foot bar and close. Open and close, open, close. Two more. Last one. And bend everything in. You'll place your feet down on the foot bar. I like to let my arms fall back behind the shoulder rest, and then drop your knees to the right and to the left. Find that windshield wiper. Oh, I got a little pop. That's always nice. Okay, come back to center. Legs come up to tabletop. Arms come up. You can fix the straps if you need to. We want them on there nice and even. And now we're going to press the arms forward and place the feet onto the dowel. Both feet go on in between the straps. Make sure you're scooted up against your shoulder rest. And from here, let's extend those legs straight up to the ceiling. I have my neutral spine, sacrum's heavy, shoulder blades are heavy, skull is heavy. I'm going to inhale as I press those legs down toward the foot bar. Exhale to lift them up. Just going into a simple lower lift here. My toes are pointed, and the dowel is resting on my high arch. If that doesn't feel good, you can kind of play with where you rest the dowel and see where it feels the best. So just like with our cool down, we have feet and straps. I want to keep my pelvis from rolling in and rolling out as I lower and lift. So you can place your hands on your hips. Make sure your pelvis is staying nice and neutral. Have a micro bend in the knees. And I'm really pressing my foot into that dowel to create this movement. So we want to make sure, some people press from that knee. So you're really getting it annoyed in the back part. We don't want to do that at all. One more, and then we're going to add on. Let's lower, lift. Now keep the carriage totally still. Bend your knees in. We're going to press out and lift up. Still the carriage, bend in, press out, and lift up. Keep moving here with your breath. Again, keeping that sacrum heavy. Let's do one more after this one here. Bend in, press out, and lift. Now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to press those feet into the dowel, lowering it down toward the foot bar, bend the knees in toward the chest, still the carriage here, extend the legs straight up. Press down, pull in, extend. Down, in, and up. We're really controlling the springs here, taking all this movement nice and slow. Last one here. Lower away, resist in, extend the legs up. Perfect. Go ahead and lower the knees in toward the chest. Now, I'm going to move my right foot into the center of the dowel. I'm going to press my right foot out, and my left knee is going to float up to tabletop. From here, I'm going to pull my right knee in, extending my left leg out over the dowel. Press out, pull my left knee in, now extend that left leg under the dowel as I come in. So we are marching, and our left leg is extending out and over, and then under. Over and under. And what I want you to think about here is control. We want to have as much control over that dowel with that right leg as we can. So I don't want it to be jumping about. I want to be trying to move it along the same plane as I come in and out, in and out. Nice. We're moving along the midline. One more over and then under. Press out, pull that knee back to tabletop. Keep that right leg pressed out, extend your left leg up. From here, we're going to flex the foot, take the foot down toward the dowel, point the toe, and lift. Flex down, lift up. Flex down, lift up. Flex and point. Flex and point. 2 more. Last one. Go ahead and bend that knee to tabletop. Draw the dowel in and let's switch feet. Left foot comes to the center of that dowel. We're going to press that left leg out. Right knee is at tabletop. And we're going to start marching, extending the right leg out over the dowel and then under. Finding that control with our left leg. You're probably going to shake a little bit. It's going to wobble a little bit. But we really want to focus on moving it along the same plane. Keep that spine nice and neutral. Keep those abdominals active. Remember, if you have any discomfort at the bottom of your foot, you can always wiggle around a little bit on the dowel. See where you're more comfortable. Sometimes if I have a sticky pad too, I'll wrap it around. Let's do one more over, one more under. Last one, draw that knee into tabletop. Now we're going to keep that left leg extended. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Flex the foot, draw the heel down toward the dowel, point and lift. Flex down, point up. So you're probably going to notice here that your left and right side are dramatically different. So for me, I lack flexibility in my right side. So this side, I really have to concentrate and I have to keep my back neutral. I have to keep my pelvis from tucking. It's a little bit smaller of a movement, which can be frustrating, but I know it'll get better. Last one here. Lift, bend that leg in. You can place both feet down in the dowel. Scoot that left foot out toward the left. Draw the dowel in towards your chest. Now place your hands outside the straps again, and we're going to let the dowel come behind our legs. So from here, I'm going to scoot away from my shoulder rest just a little bit. I'm going to have my hands on the dowel. Remember, thumb stays on the same side as the fingers. I'm going to extend my legs up to the ceiling. I'm going to inhale as I curl my head, neck, and shoulders up, pressing that dowel away and letting it hover just in front of my sits bones. From here, we're just going to scissor kick, dropping the right leg and switching. Switch. Keeping that head, neck, and shoulders curled up nice and high, looking in towards your belly button or your inner thighs. One more right, one more left. Draw the legs back up to the ceiling. Now from here, I'm going to slowly lift my arms up to the back of my knees and then slowly press down to the tailbone. Inhale up, exhale down. Two more. Last one. Go ahead and let the dowel come up behind your knees. Bend your legs over, rest your head back. You can let your arms fall out wide so we get some opening across the chest. And we'll just breathe here. The next move is one of my all-time favorite moves. It gives you an opportunity to get into the lower part of your six pack. So we're gonna bring the dowel back into our hands. Hands come outside the straps. Legs are gonna extend up to the ceiling. I'm gonna press that dowel forward so that it's just touching my legs. From here, I'm gonna inhale as I lower my legs away, allowing the dowel to roll up my quads, coming down as low as I can, keeping a neutral spine, and then begin to lift. Lower back imprints as I move the dowel up my legs. Now I'm gonna lift that sacrum, trying to get the dowel up to my ankles. Slowly begin to roll down again, keeping those legs as straight as possible, finding that length, and then lift. Taking it really nice and slow here. Oh yeah, feeling that lovely crunch into the abdominals. Let's do 2 more. These can be pretty intense because we're really slowing them down. We're really focusing in, and getting that deep burn. This is the last one here. Lowering those legs away. Keeping those arms nice and long, pressing into that dowel, lifting the legs up, bring the dowel up toward the ankles, hold here, breathe, and begin to roll down. Beautiful. You can bring the feet onto that foot bar. We'll take the dowel, take the dowel out of the short straps and we can hang up the short straps. Come on up. And we're going to keep the blue and the red on for just a moment. So this one is a little bit tricky because this is heavier springs. We want to get the dowel back into the short strap here, but we want to have the dowel in front of our body. So I'm going to grab my short strap, I'm going to place the dowel in, and then I'm going to pull that arm forward. And then we can place the other short strap on. So now I have my dowel in front of me, I have a blue and a red spring, and my short straps are holding this dowel in place. I'm going to come forward a little bit. I want my feet to be together between the shoulder rests, and then I'm going to open my knees wide. I'm going to sit back. I want my sits bones to come toward my heels. From here, I'm going to pull my abdominals in. I'm going to hinge forward slightly. Let's just bring the hands to rest on the dowel, palms facing the foot bar. Now I'm going to keep this nice neutral spine hinged forward. I'm going to inhale to sit up tall, squeezing into my glutes. Exhale to sit the sits bones back toward the heels, hinging forward slightly. Inhale up, exhale forward. Really doing like a hip thruster here, getting into our glutes. We're taking it nice and slow. There is a balance aspect here. So anytime we're kneeling, whether it's on both knees, one knee, if we're standing, we really need to slow things down. Move with our breath, think, control, center the body. Really make sure you squeeze into those glutes, and you can scissor those inner thighs together as you come up. One more here, come up tall. Now we're going to kind of turn that into a pulse. So you're just going to go back about halfway and up, halfway and up. Still hinging forward, still keeping that long spine, halfway and up. You're going to feel the burn in your quads. Three, 2, 1. Go ahead and sit back onto your heels. We'll carefully take one of those straps off and just hang it up for a moment while you come forward and drop one of the red springs. So now you just have one blue. Now it's a little bit easier to pull the carriage back and get that short strap back on. So we're going to scoot forward slightly. Be careful, you're on a light spring here. It's a medium spring actually, but it's very light. And we're going to bring our feet up against the shoulder rest now. So let's start with our palms facing, or our palms facing down, back of the hands facing the ceiling, thumbs on the same side of the fingers, and I'm holding on outside of the straps. I'm gonna come up to kneeling, and from here, I'm gonna bring the dowel to my chest. I'm pulling my abdominals and I'm squeezing into my glutes for balance, and I'm gonna inhale to press straight out, exhale to pull in. Shoulders are pulling down and away from my ears, rolling down the back. And I'm just thinking of a nice strong line from my knees out the crown of my head. Elbows are opening wide as the arms come back in and hands come toward the chest. Now let's add on. This next one will press out. We'll lower the dowel down toward the quads, tap, lift, and back in. Press out, lower, lift, and back. Let's do one more here. Beautiful. Go ahead, come on in. You can bring that dowel down to just rest on your abdominals for a second. We're gonna flip the palms now, so palms are facing up. And let's actually scoot the straps out just a smidge and bring your hands inside the straps. So now my arms can hug in really close to my waist. I have my palms facing up, thumbs on the same side of the finger, and I'm gonna inhale to press straight out and exhale in. Again, maintaining that length. I want you to find length in your waist right here. Grow a little bit taller. Maintain that height as you move. We're squeezing those arms in close to the body as we come in and pressing those arms out. One more. Come on in. We're going to stay inside the straps, but now we're going to flip the hands so the palms are down. We're going to press the dowel out straight in front of us, and I want to lift it slightly. So for me, there's a door right in front of me. I'm kind of aiming at the top of the door. From here, we're going to go into a tricep. Elbows stay narrow, and then press forward. Dowel floats back over the head, and we press out long. Now I really don't want to let the elbows splay out here, so pull them into that midline. Shoot energy out from the shoulder, out those elbows as you bend in. Two more. Last one. Press the arms out long, and now we're going to go into a lower lift. You can wrap your thumb around that dowel now, and we're going to slowly lower, tap the quads, and then lift. Now, as you get up higher, you're going to feel that shift in your weight. So we want to take this nice and slow. This is really a stabilization move here. Pulling those abdominals in, letting the arms come up by the ears, and then pressing down. Now, if you don't feel stable enough, if this feels really scary, take it up to where the ceiling and the wall meet, and then lower down. So I'll show you here. Not quite as big of a movement. I'm just gonna lift up and out, and then I'm gonna lower. If you do want that challenge, then you can lift up, ears come up by the, or arms come up by the ears, and then press down. Let's do one more. Pull those abdominals in enough, squeeze into those glutes, and press. Come on in. We're gonna sit our sits bones back toward our heels. We're gonna take this off, hang it up, and now we're gonna do some side sitting work. So we're gonna stay with the arms for just a moment here. So a couple options. You can sit crisscross applesauce. If you do, I want you to have that right knee up against the shoulder rest, or left knee, depending on which way you're facing to start here. Or you can sit back on your heels, same thing. Knees will be wide, and that right or left knee will be up against the shoulder rest. I'm gonna sit this way. I'm gonna reach down, and I'm gonna put one yellow spring on, or my lightest spring, and take off the other. So Be very mindful. Any small movement now moves this carriage, so be really careful when you're on a really light spring. And now we're going to take the dowel and we're going to place it through both of the short straps. Our right hand is going to come onto the center of that dowel, and we're going to bring our arms up to match. So I've got that cactus position. Now I want to pull those elbows in toward the midline. I'm going to sit up nice and tall, and from here I'm going to inhale to press straight up, exhale down, inhale up. The fight here is that I want to keep that right elbow facing forward, and I want to keep my body upright. 2 more. Last one. Those are really tough. Now we'll open back out into that cactus. Open the arms a little bit and think lotus, drawing the fingertips up together and then opening out. Keeping that long, strong waist. 2 more. Last one. Oh, nice. Let that left hand float down. It can rest right next to you on the carriage. We're going to keep that 90-degree angle here. We're going to press up and over into a stretch. Look up toward the ceiling. And now slowly with control, pull into those obliques to sit yourself up tall, bringing that arm back to 90. Press up and over. Enjoy that stretch. Find that length on that right side body. And then slowly, slowly, slowly stack up tall. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Nice. Now we'll go ahead and take off the strap that's back behind us, hang it up, and we're going to keep that front strap on. I like to turn up the weight for this move a little bit, so I'm going to put my blue or my medium spring back on and take my light spring off. You can always do this with a light spring. So from here, my back hand is going to go on top of the strap, and my arm that's closer to the foot bar is going to come under that strap. I'm going to twist toward the back of the reformer. Inhale as I twist toward the foot bar. Exhale to release back. So as we're moving here, what I want you to think about is creating this twist from the obliques. So my hips are staying forward. I am twisting through the center of my trunk. I'm maintaining the length in my waist. My shoulders are rolled down my back, and I have a nice long line from my tailbone up out the crown of my head. I can use my exhale here too to really help. So inhale, exhale, and inhale back. 1 more. Nice. We'll go ahead and take the dowel out, and we're going to turn around to the other side. So I'm going to turn my back towards you now. I'm going to find my same seated position, sitting on my heels, knees are wide. Now my left knee is against the shoulder rest, and I'm going to reach back down and put my yellow spring back on. I'm going to place my dowel through both short straps, and then my left hand is going to come into the center of that dowel. I'm going to start with my arms both up in a cactus, and then I'm going to pull those elbows forward so they're at the midline. From here, inhale to press straight up, exhale down. Keeping nice and tall, pulling that left elbow in toward the midline. 2 more. Last one. Now we open up into that lotus, slightly open up at the elbows, and then we'll inhale to bring the fingertips up overhead to touch, and exhale to open out. I always find this side harder because I don't have a mirror. It's so much easier when you can see your form. I do have a shadow, I guess that's the best I can do here. Last one. Open the arms out. Let that right arm float down and rest on the carriage next to you. And now we'll press up and over, enjoying that stretch, looking up toward the ceiling, and then slowly exhale to stack your spine tall. Coming back to that 90-degree angle. Press up and over. Enjoy that stretch. And slowly stack up. 2 more. Warming up the obliques for our twist. Beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and take that strap that's closer to the back off, our back side. I'm going to bring my hand that's closest to the back of the reformer on top, the hand that's closest to the foot bar on the bottom, and I'm twisted toward the back of the reformer to start. I'm going to inhale, exhale as I twist toward that foot bar, and then pull in. Oops, I just realized this is a lot easier than it was last time because I didn't put on that blue spring. So if you did the blue spring last time, please do. If you stuck with yellow, then you're good to keep moving. Imagining that we have headlights on our hips and that our headlights are pointing straight forward. We're keeping those headlights on the road as you move from side to side. Really finding this twist in the obliques. You want to find that feeling of like wringing out a wet rag. Those are your obliques as you twist left and right. 1 more. And back in. Nice. Let's go ahead and take that strap off, hang it up carefully because we're on that blue. Let's step off of the carriage. Now I'm going to face the back of my reformer, and I'm going to start on the left side of my reformer if I'm facing back. I'm going to take that strap that's right in front of me, and I'm going to place the dowel through the short strap. My hands are going to come on either side. Thumb is with the fingers, palms are facing down. Now I'm going to step back slightly so I pull the carriage away from the stoppers, and I can kind of lean back against this weight. We're going to do some lunging, and we're going to be lunging back with the right leg, so the leg that's closest to the reformer. So I'm going to hinge back slightly. I might baby step back a little bit, and from here, I'm going to actually, let's flip our palms. I think this will feel better. Flip the palms up. Let's pull the dowel in close to our body, and then squeeze your arms in tight to your waist. Now we're going to step that right leg back, lunge, and come up and forward. Step back, lunge, and up. My weight is all in my left heel. So I'm on number 4 here. I can already feel the work in my glute. I want to make sure that I'm standing up tall. I want to make sure that my arms are squeezing close to my waist. That when I lunge back, my left knee stays behind my left toes. So I want that 90-degree angle. Two more. Last one, stay low here. Go ahead and rest down on that back knee. And now we're gonna lengthen our arm forward slightly so that from our shoulder to our elbow, we're pointing down toward that front knee. Now, let's go into a bicep curl. Four, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Nice. Go ahead and lengthen the arms out. Bring yourself up to standing. We'll take this strap off, hang it up, and then I want to work a little balance here for a moment. So we're going to be working the same leg, meaning putting this right leg back behind us. I want you to sweep it back, and you can just place your big toe down on the ground. From here, grab a hold of the dowel wide, and I want you to find that feeling of trying to pull this dowel apart from the center. So I'm pulling outward. From there, lift the dowel up so that the arms are by the ears. We're going to inhale as we begin to tip forward, slight bend in that left leg, and then exhale to draw up tall. As soon as that big toe touches, we stop. Inhale to hinge forward. Exhale up. We're keeping those hips facing down toward the ground as we move here. Abdominals are pulled in nice and tight. My right glute is active as I hold that leg out in space. And I have that micro bend in my left leg for protecting my knee. Last one there, nice. Go ahead and pull on in. Let's walk around to the other side. We'll go ahead and grab a hold of that short strap, place the dowel into it, and then we'll step back, flip those palms up toward the ceiling, and we're gonna pull those arms in close to the waist. This time I'm gonna be lunging back with my left leg. So right heel is heavy, and I'm gonna inhale as I lunge back, exhale to stand tall. And slightly hinge away. I'm using the weight of that carriage to my advantage. It's helping me to really ensure that I can keep the weight in my right heel and get into that right glute like I want to. My arms are nice and active too. If you notice, you can tell that my muscles are really turned on because I'm squeezing into my body. 2 more. On this next one, we lunge back, let that knee come to heavy. We'll extend the arms out forward slightly. That elbow is pointed down toward my knee, and then bicep curls. Four more. 4, 3, 2, 1. An important note here is if that was too heavy, you can scoot yourself forward. Now I have a little bit less weight here. So you can always kind of finagle when you're using the weight of the carriage. We're gonna go ahead and take that dowel out. And now we're gonna set up for our long body hinge. So I'm going to point my right toes back. Big toe is just touching down on the floor. I'm going to find that wide grip on my dowel. I'm pulling away from the center with both arms, and then I'm going to extend my arms up by my ears. So from here, slight bend in the right knee. Inhale to hinge yourself forward, find that nice long line. Exhale to come up tall. So it's worth noting here, this is my bad side. So I struggle a little bit more on this side. You might see me fall out of this. You might see me wobble a bit more. That's fine. I'm still working to make this side stronger. So if I fall out of one, I simply set up again and I start over. Let's do one more. And that length, and then come up tall. Beautiful. Nice job, guys. Okay, so next let's do a little bit of work on the box, and then we'll get our feet in straps. So I'm gonna grab a hold of my box, and I'm gonna start by placing it on the long way. I'm gonna leave the one glue spring on to start here, and I'm gonna come to seated on my box. Feet are gonna come into the headrest, and I'm facing the back of my reformer. Okay, so we may need to change a few things up here. For me, I have this reformer that has this little triangle. I'm gonna put my dowel in between that little triangle. You may not have that. So if you don't, what you can do is always shorten your straps a little bit. The goal is, I wanna be able to sit up tall, I'm sitting near the edge of the box, and I wanna have my arms lengthened out in front of me. So I'm gonna have my palms facing down, back of the hands up, thumb is on the same side of the fingers. Sitting up tall, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis toward my belly button and begin to round down one vertebrae at a time. Take this nice and slow. Really feel that articulation. As my back comes down the box, I'm gonna begin to row the dowel up my body. My head drops back, I come into extension, and I press that dowel out behind me. Now I'm actually allowing my back to arch here. I'm just enjoying this extension. Now I'm gonna keep those arms straight, begin to float them up, tuck my chin to my chest, and round up one vertebrae at a time as slowly as I went down, dropping the arms as I roll up. Now I come up tall. I'm gonna drop the arms down to my knees, lift straight up, arms to ears, lower back down. And then we'll move through this again. Arms stay out in front, beginning to round down one vertebrae at a time. As my back comes to flat on the box, I roll the dowel up my body, pressing it back, coming into that glorious extension. Inhale. On the exhale, begin to float my arms up, tucking my chin to my chest, rounding up one vertebrae at a time, sitting up tall, shoulders roll down and away from my ears. I drop the dowel toward my knees. I lift it up toward the ceiling and drop it down again. Let's just do one more here. Really focus on the movement of your body. Slow it all down, squeeze in, turn on as many muscles as you can. Enjoy the extension. And then float the arms, curl the chin to chest. Round yourself up tall. Drop the dowel down towards your knees. Lift up tall and draw it back down. Now, we'll flip our grip. We're going to stay on the outside of the straps, palms face up. I'm going to actually have my thumb on the opposite side of my fingers now. And I'm going to draw my arms up to a 90-degree angle. From here, I sit up nice and tall, shoulders playing down the back, and I'm going to inhale to hinge back in space, exhale to hinge forward. Now, if you find that this weight is too light, you can reach back and put a red spring on. Inhale back, exhale up. Keeping my spine nice and long, keeping my feet heavy in the headrest. One more. And release the arms. We'll go ahead and take the dowel out, hang up the straps. I'm going to step off and place my box on in the short box position. I like to have mine in front of the shoulder rest. I know a lot of people like it over. You do you. And then let's go ahead and put on all the heavy springs. So we'll have all the heavies in a medium on just for that stability. And then we'll come to seated on top of the box. We're going to go into some side sit-ups. So I'm going to start with my left foot under the safety strap. I'm going to turn so that my right knee comes toward this back right corner of my box. And then I'm going to find my position out in space. So I like to place my hand down on the headrest. I have this long line from my head, down my side body, and all that energy is coming out of that heel where I'm actively flexing my foot. So from here, I'm going to bring the dowel to my chest. I'm going to sit up nice and tall. I'm going to extend the dowel up overhead, and then I'm going to slowly lower myself down into the well. From here, I'll pull the dowel back to my chest. Exhale to sit up tall. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale, drop in. Exhale up. 3 more. Nice and slow and controlled. We have our arms up overhead, which is adding on that extra weight. And so we're really taking it slow and controlling this movement down into the well with our obliques. Last one here. Beautiful. Come on up and rest for just a moment. Next, we're going to go into a twist. So we're going to set up the same way. Place your hand down the shoulder rest, find that long line. We're going to bring the dowel to the chest, and now we're just going to twist down toward the well, twist up toward the ceiling. Twist down and up 6 times. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back to the center, place your dowel down, walk your hands up either side of the reformer frame and just stretch. Get that traction, get a little tug on the frame, and then walk your hands back carefully. Grab the dowel, and we're going to switch sides. So my right foot comes under the safety strap. I'm going to turn, my left knee is going to come back toward that back left corner of the box, I'm going to place my hand on the headrest to find that nice long line, and from here, I'm going to sit up. I'm going to extend my arms up overhead, slowly lower myself into the well, pull the dowel in toward my chest, strong exhale to sit up tall. Arms extend, dive over, slow and controlled, pull in, exhale up. Now as you're moving here, I want you to imagine as if you're moving through 2 panes of glass. So you're not hinging the body forward at all. You're not hinging back. Last one here. Go ahead and come up for a moment. Rest your right heel down. And then we'll set up for our twist. Hand comes back down to the headrest. Find that long line, flexing that right foot. Bring the dowel to your chest. Inhale to twist down. Exhale up. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one. 1. Go ahead and place that dowel down. Walk your hands up either side of the frame. And then carefully walk your hands back. Sit yourself on up. Oh my gosh, you guys did amazing today. Let's go ahead and we'll place the dowel down. We're all done with our dowel fun for the day. We'll grab this box off, place it back to the side, and then we will set up for feet in straps. So let's go ahead and lift our foot bar back up. Sometimes you have it and you can sit and lift it up. Sometimes you just don't have that extra something. Okay, so I'm going to drop down to 1 red and 1 blue, or 1 heavy and 1 medium. I'm going to bring myself down to lying. I'm going to grab onto the long straps, pull them forward and place my feet into them. Since we've already done a lot of frog and lower lift today, let's go straight into circles. So legs are up to the ceiling, we'll drop the feet down toward the foot bar, opening the legs out and around, drawing them up toward the ceiling and together before pressing them down again. Keep moving through circles here. We're gonna start checking in with the body. We did a lot of work today, it was hard work. So notice if you're holding tension anywhere. If you are, take a deep inhale and exhale it all away. Make sure that sacrum staying heavy and that your pelvis is nice and neutral as you circle. One more this direction. Legs come up to the ceiling, and now we reverse, dropping our legs out, pressing them down toward the foot bar, drawing them together and back up. Really let gravity and those ropes pull those legs wide, enjoying that stretch into the inner thighs and the hamstrings. One more circle here. Draw the legs into your chest. I'm going to have you take off the left strap and hang it up. Your left foot can come onto the foot bar. We're going to extend the right leg up, and now from here, you can hold onto the rope if you'd like, and we're just going to bend into that left leg, pulling the right leg in closer toward the body, getting a nice deep stretch up that hamstring. If you want more, flex that foot. You can pull a little bit on the rope. We're going to press the left leg out long, drop the right leg across the body, getting into that IT band. And again, you can use this rope to get deeper and then flex that foot. Oh, hurts so good. And just breathe. Carefully bring that leg up and over, drop it out to the side, bend into your left knee, and let that left knee fall out to the side to counterbalance. Now you can pull on the rope to pull that foot closer to your head. Now carefully draw that leg back to center. We're going to press the left leg out long, and then we're going to lower that right foot down onto the floor. I'm going to scoot my hips to the right on my carriage, and then I'm going to bend into my left leg. This is going to pull that right foot back behind me, and I'm going to get a nice stretch into my hip flexor. If you want a little bit more, you can drop that left knee out to the side. Carefully draw the left knee back up to the ceiling, press that leg out long first, and then draw the right leg up. We'll take that strap off, hang it up, and let's grab our left strap, place our foot in the long strap, extend the left leg up. You can bend into that right leg, got a hair on here, pull into that rope, pulling the leg in closer toward the body, and just breathe and enjoy the stretch. Press the right leg out long and drop the left leg across the body, getting into your IT band, flex that left foot. This is one of those stretches I think most people love to hate. I know I sure do. I know it's good, but oh lordy, does it hurt. Now we'll carefully take that leg up and out, bending into the right knee, letting that right knee fall out to the side, and pulling gently on the left strap. Bring the right knee up, press the leg out. Now we're going to lower that left foot down onto the floor, bend into the right leg, opening up into the hip flexor. Scoot your hips over to the left a little, and then drop that right knee out. Try to keep the pelvis even. It tends to want to drop toward the leg that's dropping out on the foot bar. Draw the right knee up, press it out, carefully draw your leg in, take off the strap, hang it up, and very lastly, let's just drop our arms out to a T. Feel that opening across the chest. I want to drop the knees to the right and look to the left. And then drop the knees to the left, look to the right. Come back to center. Carefully sit yourself up. You guys did amazing today. That was such a fun workout. Thank you for joining me for a little dowel play. I hope to see you again soon. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like below and subscribe to my channel. We'll see you next time. Bye.